Hi guys. So today I'm going to start a new series of SQL interview question answers. So I'll start with the basic SQL interview question answers. So on upcoming videos and after covering the few basic question answers, then I will move to the intermediate level question answers and like difficult level of SQL question answers. So let's begin with the first today. So this question is like a simple question may be asked in your interviews. Like suppose you have this table name is student where you have columns like ID, age, name, and address. So they can ask you like create a index on ID column of this table, or create an index on which is a combination of two columns like ID and age. So in that case, like how do you answer that question? So it's pretty basic, simple. And how do you create an index on that case? So just to create a column on like index on this single column, like if they say to create a index on like ID column, then you can simply create it by writing a query called like create index student in you can give any name to your index. So mostly it's given as like a table name underscore idx, which we follow in our projects mostly. So you can write that index name like this, student and idx on student on, and student is the name of the table here, which is a student, and on which column you want to create index, you can give that name. Like here I have given id. So this is like when you have to create on a single column your index. So so if you have to like sometimes what happens, like in your table you don't have a unique keys in your tables. So that time like we may have to use a combination of two columns to create in your index. So in that case, how do you create? Suppose if our IDs were not unique, and it can be become unique based on age and ID column. So though in the most of the cases this is not the best example. In some cases we use like a date plus ID and all to create a multiple column, or there can be some other columns which create a combination of unique values. So suppose here we can just consider, for example, like suppose based on these two columns ID and age, it creates a unique key. So in that ways what we can say, like we can create our index based on this, like that way, like create index and whatever name you want to give to your index. Suppose here I am giving just table name whatever is student underscore IDS on student, which is table name here, and inside these braces I'm just passing two column ID and age. So that is how it will create your new index, which will be student index and which will be based on the two columns like ID and age. So that was pretty basic question. So in next coming videos and I will be creating more SQL questions. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching.